Hey, this is Notser, and today we're taking a look at the Benson. The Benson is one of those ships that, well, you wouldn't necessarily choose, but that doesn't mean that you can't have good games in it. So I wanted to showcase this game and talk about my build. Now, you can obviously see on the screen the build that I'm using. Main armament protection, steering and propulsion protection, the incapacitation protection for torpedoes, faster rudder shift, and concealment. For the commander, we've got preventative maintenance, last stand. We also take survivability expert, concealment, radiolocation, adrenaline rush, and main battery plus AA. This is a 19 skill commander, so there's a little bit more points available that I could take once I get to 21. But most people, you're never even going to get to 19, let alone 21, so it's a moot point. However, we're bottom tier. This is a bad matchup, and I wanted to try and take advantage of my positioning, which started out on the west side. So I decided to sneak my way through this little tiny gap, not revealing that I am actually in this location. It was very deliberate that I chose to go right between the captures, and I'm making use of my radiolocation. Now, I have a friendly buddy, div mate, Mr. Murdoch. He is shadowing me, and he's got a tier 8 cruiser, and of course, we run up on this guy. He has no idea that we were actually there. He didn't have radiolocation, and we didn't capture the base. So obviously, we get good gun damage into him. I spread the torpedoes out, just trying to get any. I just need one hit. And obviously, we are disengaging. Looks like the torps will hit. And most likely, he didn't have his torpedoes reloaded at that point. But it's always a good habit to sail away, giving you the most opportunity to avoid. Now, my teammate, I believe I said, get out of cover or come help me or something. He wants to help, and unfortunately, he's now out in the open, and he's going up against a daring. Oh, great, another DD. And obviously, he's going ham on him. I decide, use my smoke, hide in it, and fire on cooldown to try and give him a damage boost. Of course, radar, so we have to deal with the fact that the enemy can see us, and we won't be able to see him if this daring gets away, but I don't want him to get away, and he is looking like he's trying to get away. Oh, we just need 1 or 2 shells to make contact. Yes! Oh, right over the island. That felt great. 2 enemy DDs already dead, and it's the first 4 minutes in the game. Now, obviously, radar is still going on, so we want to try and jump into cover somewhere where almost nobody can fire on us. Best place, closest island, of course, and we just obviously shove our nose right there, waiting for the detection to drop off. Looks like my teammate, unfortunately, he is caught out, and I think he's going to take the finishing blow from the enemy, and oh, he's still alive somehow. Somehow Mr. Murdoch is surviving, but for how long? Well, he's gone now. So we're going to capture the base. We know that there is an enemy DD that was last spotted on the east side. There is also someone contesting B point. So we know that this area does not have a DD to attempt to contest. So as long as I stay pretty safely back, I should be able to detect whoever may come into the area. So priority is capture, and I'm going to use these rather pedestrian torpedoes. I think everyone can agree that the Benson is not the best when it comes to torpedoes, and the Fletcher is a huge upgrade. Having sort of long-range torpedoes, 9.2, and slow torpedoes doesn't really feel all that useful. It's pretty much just, send and hope that you hit something, and we got pretty lucky on that Kiev. He obviously was trying to maneuver, and he couldn't exactly know exactly where the torpedoes are, so I sent it out wide, and we got a hit. That's all that matters. Now, I did send one set, and I'm holding on to another. We do confirm the capture, and you can still confirm that B point is still being contested, and oh, it's a Jutland that's at the B point. Just took out the Bismarck. I don't know why the Bismarck decided to go into A point. That seems like a really bad call, because obviously you're going to take damage from like 4 or 5 ships. Why would you want to willingly do that? But we do have the base captured, and I do want to try and go after another ship. We do know that this Jutland is here, and I'm willing to attempt to see what's up, because I do have 5.8 kilometer detection. The Jutland should be right around mutual spotting, so it is going to be something that we have to deal with, but we do have smoke. So you don't want to do a play without a plan. And my plan is detect him. If he shows himself and he fires, I will then use my smoke and force him to be open with my teammates being able to return fire. Now, I don't want to block the whole line of sight, and it looks like that's exactly what we did. Block the entire line of sight, and now we're just blind firing. And that's not ideal, and it does look like he is actually coming this way. So I'm going to send my torpedoes somewhat randomly, hoping that one stray torp will hit, but I do know he has his, obviously, defensive hydro, being British, so he's going to try and make use of it. So I am retreating away from him, hoping very much that these torps make contact, and yes, they do. And this is going to be an easy kill here. Enemy Jutland, see you later. We miss out on the kill. The Kleber took him out. Good kill there. We should be able to capture as a team. And just like that, all 4 enemy DDs are gone. And if you felt like, you know what, I'm a tier 8 in a tier 10 game, I can't have any impact, yes, you can. You just have to be able to take the opportunities where you have the advantage and run with them. And at the initial onset, the Kiev had no idea that we were sort of shadowing his position. He, of course, got into a really aggressive position, and we took him out. But then the Daring continued the pursuit, and we took him out too, with, of course, the assistance of our teammates. So I was very pleased with the outcome. And, of course, the Jutland, same story. If you have a teammate that is roughly in the area and all basically forced to engage, it's a pretty safe bet that they will assist you against the target that's right next to you. Now, that's not a guarantee, and let's be real, most people, it's kind of frustrating at times. You'll get into a situation very similar where the Jutland will fire on me and nobody will return fire on the Jutland. Conveniently, though, I did have my smoke, and that allowed him to sort of have to readjust and do a different tactic than maybe he was initially trying to do. But you know what? It all worked out in the end, and we're still alive. Consumables are very important to your success, especially if you're looking for a kill, and in a matchup where you're supposedly the bottom tier, which, of course, Benson versus Jutland. But if you, obviously, make good choices and minimize your opponent's ability to counterplay, it's much easier. You know, we knew that the Bismarck had recently taken torpedo damage, and do a quick check on the enemy Cleveland. That's Montpelier is Cleveland. But, you know, you set yourself up for success. You take advantage of maybe an opportunity, a window where they're more vulnerable than if you were to wait maybe 30 or 40 seconds. It works out. You don't want to just play slow to play slow because you're uncomfortable. That's going to lead to games where you die slow. And it doesn't feel very fun to die super slow in a game like Ships. You want to be out there active. You want to be making the difference to win. And, you know, for all the DDs that we killed, there's no aircraft carrier. For all the DDs that have been killed, the enemy is actively capturing B point. I am trying to meet up with my teammates. There's sort of a random amount of enemy ships and friendly ships all around. This Hindenburg looks to be trying to make some crazy play. Absolutely insane. I think what he wants to do is he wants to round the island and torp the enemy Richelieu. And we're just trying to be that really annoying DD that lights a fire for free. One of the advantages of the American DDs that maybe you wouldn't necessarily associate with, they can fire really effectively on ships that are taking cover in an island area. So they're kind of good at going against themselves in a way. And the Hindenburg, of course, sent his torpedoes, and of course, he didn't kill the Richelieu. The Richelieu is still alive. What is he going to do now? He doesn't have torpedoes on that side anymore. And he's going up against 2 enemy ships. Not looking good. Yeah, not looking good at all, right? Yep. oh wow, the Alaska took him out. But the Hindenburg, he got a secondary kill on the Alaska somehow. And unfortunately, we opened fired right where the Cleveland, Montpelier, he located his position just in that gap where he could see clear as day that I was there. So I was like, okay, well, we're going to duck, dodge, and dive, do the 5 Ds, of course, from dodgeball, and decide for ourselves, okay, do we want to continue the pursuit? We're going to obviously spot ourselves from the Richelieu on the other side of the map. It doesn't look like he's there. But you know, it's nice to know nobody else has better concealment than us. There is a risk, of course, to radar if I detect the Cleveland, but if I operate just outside of his radar range, you know, like 9.3 to 9.5, it's going to be really annoying. My teammates can easily fire on that, and I can feel pretty good that my contribution has, you know, value. Sometimes you'll play a low tier and you feel completely useless 100% of the time, but not tier 8 DDs. It's not the end of the world if you get a bad matchup as a DD, because you can still outspot, you can still send blind torpedoes in and around islands, and you can still contest objectives. And I guarantee you, if you go with a teammate, and you know, this is one thing that I really would love for the game to sort of adopt more. It would be really nice if divisions or maybe selected ships could offer more information about maybe their detection, you know, their current status, so that maybe with a ship with better concealment can be out front, and the ship with worse concealment but maybe better gun damage, and of course the enemy Cleveland, this Montpelier, he's using his radar, and we're just going to try and kill him. He's the source of the radar. I know it 100%. I feel it in my bones. And we're just firing AP accidentally, of course. Did no damage, and he's returning fire, and he's doing good damage, and we want to kill him very quickly, and I'm trying to dodge. We dodged the last little high explosive. A little bit more hairy than I'd like, but we're still alive. I did not expect this game in the Benson. It was just a random request on stream. It ended up being a fantastic game. One that, you know, doesn't happen too frequently, let's be real, but one that I really enjoyed. So we're just firing for free over the island because Americans can do that. I'm really trying to find any reason to play my gearing in high tier rank, and it's so hard. This is basically the best situation. The fact that I can safely fire even right up on a island and know that they're not going to fire on me, you know, it's great. This is easy damage. Anytime you get a chance, you should try and get some chip damage like this. There's a lot of line of sight blocking mechanisms in the game, and if you just position yourself in an advantageous position, you can get pretty good damage, you know, and it's for free. That's the best part about it. So we're moving towards B. Obviously our team is capturing the base. Monty went down to the friendly. He actually put the fire out, I think, so we didn't get the kill. I am waiting for this Conqueror to break line of sight. I actually actively used my smoke, knowing that obviously he's the only enemy ship left. It doesn't really matter. But we were the ones detecting him, so we have to rely on our teammates trying to detect him. And we're just going to fire on him over the island. If you wanted to sort of confirm your shot, you can always press the Z or Z key and zoom in on the shell. You can press C to cycle between your shells and get a good understanding of where the shells are dropping on the ship. It does look like the Conqueror is going to come through this gap. I do have torpedoes available, but there is a friendly battleship that is close. Now, I did a quick check and it's like, oh yeah, he's definitely not going to get anywhere close to where the indication suggests. Our teammate, he's going to ram kill. He wants the ram kill. It's been a good game, I understand. And I'm just going to open fire because why the hell not? You know, if he wants to shoot us, he can. I just want to harass him and get as much free damage as I can. And, you know, enjoy my sight as I see two battleships ram kill. And look at that beautiful animation explosion. I really have enjoyed the patch. It's been fantastic. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, we do World of Warship videos, first impression, how-to, news, and review, all that stuff. My North American recruit invite is on the screen. You can take advantage of that. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.